let this be.
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you with Captain Will so I continue to bring that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Follow me wherever they call it X now at Gamecocks Talk. Follow me now on Facebook at Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Follow me on Instagram, Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. You're now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Hey, we got a good one today, y'all. I said we got a good one today, y'all. We are talking about the future 2026 recruiting class. We're analyzing the top recruits in that class. This class of 2026 is so important for the South Carolina women's basketball team, the three-time national champions. It is so I can't put enough emphasis on why this class is so important to us. I can't. The future of the South Carolina women's basketball team is bright, and hitting on all these recruits in the class of 2026 will continue that legacy. Will continue the dynasty. Will continue to lay claim to one of the best, basketball programs in the history of ever. 2026 class is so nice. There are so many good recruits in this class, and you have classes that, on paper that look amazing every single year. You have those, but sometimes it don't pan out to be that way. But this 26 class looks legit. And with the Gamecocks losing Raven, losing Ta'Niya Latson, losing Chloe, who was in New York City last night with CMB as he got drafted in the first round. Shout out to them. Shout out to their family. Congratulations all the way across the line. And in April next year, be doing the thing all over again because Chloe's going to be a top 12 pick in the WNBA draft. But we're losing her as well. We're going to be losing Madina Okot, Maryam Dauda, Ashton Watkins is projected to be a top 15 overall pick in next year's class. There are a lot of openings. Applications have been sent out. We got to knock this thing out the park next year. So important. With this class being so stacked with talent and game changers, Gamecocks need to get 3 or 4 players in this class. And it starts with this top 5. This top 5 that we about to talk about is nice. With all the players that we got to replace, there's still a lot of talent that's going to be on this basketball next season because you still got multiple, McDowell's All-Americans, 5-star recruits, all those different things. But I am so sure that there is a plan. And the plan is that Dawn Staley is going to get 1 or 2 of these top 5 players. 1 or 2. Dawn Staley has been a recruiting guru over the last 10 years, 12 years. A program that is known for dominance and multiple championships and multiple Final Fours and in conference championships and regular season championships and all those things has been so amazing in recruiting. This class of 2026 should be the best class that Carolina has ever had. And we've had some great recruiting classes along the way. I believe that the freshie class was the best recruiting class Carolina's ever had. That class accomplished, in my opinion, more than any other class that Carolina's ever had in terms of All-Americans, in terms of conference players, in terms of players drafted into the WNBA. That class, headlined by Leah Boston, number 3, and Zaya Cook at number 4. Bree Bill, Letitia Me here. Terrific class. But I believe that this class needs to either rival that class or be right on top. This class starts with Sayia Hall. Sayia Hall, 6-foot guard, who just recently transferred from Montverde Academy in Florida back to Ohio, where she's from. And it's not really like a surprise because, you know, her coach at Montverde dipped. So, you know, relationships matter. And this is a key component when dealing with sports. So her coach left, she dipped too. So she went back to the crib. She was offered 2 years ago. She is the best player in this class. She is a game changer. She is a decision maker. She is a bucket getter by all accounts. She's already done an official visit with South Carolina. For what I'm being told, South Carolina's number 1. Now she has more visits to do. She has more sightseeing. But as it is today, on June 26th, I believe Carolina is in the front seat for Sayia Hall. When you have an opportunity to get the number 1 basketball player in the country, and that player could immediately feel a need for the South Carolina women's basketball team, being a big guard who can handle the ball, who can shoot the rock, who can get to the cup, who can do so many great things. Our job as Gamecock fans is to continue to show our love for this one player. I'm not sure when she's going to make a decision. Not sure when she's going to cut to her top 5. Not sure of any of those things, but I know South Carolina is in the driver's seat for her services. Number 2 overall player is Olivia Edwards. Y'all know how I love Olivia Edwards. 6'3" forward, similar to Ashlyn Watkins herself. We offered her 2 years ago as well, June 2023. Now she has a host of schools because she ain't cut down her list of 4-5. When you talking about Olivia Edwards, you talking about 10 finalists, and we talking about Duke and Florida, Florida State, LSU, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Southern Cal, Tennessee, Washington. There's a who's who of who has the potential to get the services of Olivia Edwards. Not going to say that we don't need post help, because we need a lot of post help, because we're losing Madina Okot. She's going to be gone. You're going to be losing Maryam Dauda. She's going to be gone. You're going to be losing, Chloe Kiss. She's going to be gone. So Olivia Edwards could come in and get ample playing time for the South Carolina women's basketball team. Go for this upcoming season, for the 2026 recruiting class. These coaches cannot go in front of these young women, in front of their parents, and say, oh, well, you're going to have to sit for a while because South Carolina got so much talent ahead of you, and you probably won't play till your junior year. You can't use that as a recruiting push. You can't use as a recruiting tool, because South Carolina going to be losing so many players. So what Dawn Staley could say, we got chances for you to play fast. If you are good enough, you can play for the South Carolina women's basketball team, the three-time national champions. Now, it's not like that's a different, recruiting tool that Dawn has ever hadn't said before, but with the numbers that's going to be leaving, you're talking about 4 or 5 players that's going to be leaving the program because of attrition and WNBA draft and exhausted eligibility and things that nature. There's a chance that players, if it's Sayia Hall and Olivia Edwards, came to South Carolina in 2026, that they can start for South Carolina as freshmen. Build your brand. That's the buzzwords, right? That's what NIL talking about. Build your brand. Build your brand on the cornerstone program in women's basketball right now. Big O, 6'4" post, Olivia Bukusa. Offered her over 2 years ago, April 2023. Goes to school in New York. Carolina's a finalist for her, amongst a bunch of other schools: Baylor, UCLA, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisville, LSU, all the heavy hitters: Maryland, Miami, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia Tech, all the heavy hitters for the services of Big O. We talked about 3 players out of the top 5. The player that is true and as a plug-and-play player, say that fast, plug-and-play player, as that could be for South Carolina, is Big O. A post player who plays from the back to the basket, who could also shoot the 3, who could rebound, who could pass, would be ideal carbon copy for Carolina, who still plays inside out. Like I said before, she has a bunch of schools. And we got to keep track of, as she cuts down that list and make sure South Carolina is in her top 5. I'm tracking very well with Sayia Hall. I'm tracking pretty good with Olivia Edwards. Big O, I don't have that warm and fuzzy just yet. Don't have that warm and fuzzy. But it should be. I don't know why if there's a post player in the country, why they want to go to South Carolina. If you're a top post player and she's number 3 in terms of players in the country for the class of 2026, and she's a quote-unquote top big in the country, she should be knocking at the door of South Carolina. Yes, UCLA is on her list. Lauren Betts has 1 more year. Sienna Betts is coming in, so I can see that as well. UCLA, South Carolina has the propensity of bigs and doing those bigs right. I get that. And it could come down to a situation where, those 2 schools are in her top 5. I would assume that would be. I would assume that UCLA and South Carolina be in her top 3. Big O, come on now. Come on to Carolina. Come on. Number 4, Kate Harper, the top point guard in this recruiting cycle, 5'10", from the ATL. Offered her last July. Kate Harper is a terrific basketball player. She has that lineage. Her dad played and starred at Georgia Tech. Her dad played in the NBA. She can ball. She can also play defense very, very well. Class of 2026, you're going to have Maddy McDaniel, who will be the starter and who will be one of the better players in the SEC next season, would be entrenched in that role. But Kate Harper could definitely come into South Carolina and get minutes if she chose South Carolina. She's that talented. And she's currently number 4 in the country. Finally, Jersey Robinson. And I love me some Jersey Robinson. International flair, gold medal, 6-foot guard, big guard, who can shoot, who can guard, who has some dog in her. She's far from cutting her list down to top 5. But I can see her as a Gamecock. I can see all these young ladies as a Gamecock. We ain't gonna get all 5. That's for sure. But I can see us getting 2 out of 5. And I can see this top 5 fluctuating throughout the season. I didn't mention McKenna Willisco, who I believe is a top 3 player in the country. I didn't mention her. And I know Carolina's high on her list. She's coming down for the official visit. Was it in a few days? McKenna Willisco. And if she did not tear her ACL, I believe she'll be the top 3 player in the country. And I think when it's all said and done, she will be top 3 player in the country. And I believe that she could be a Gamecock. If I had to choose today, I think she would become a Gamecock. Each player that I mentioned brings something different, brings a little different flavor to the table, which is good. You got Olivia Edwards who can jump out the gym, who can block shots, rebound, dunk the basketball, an intimidator. Ashton Watkins 2.0 or Olivia Edwards 1.0, because Olivia Edwards 1.0 is a better prospect than Ashton Watkins was as a rising senior in high school. Ashton Watkins finished off as the 12th ranked player in the class before she joined the South Carolina women's basketball team, the three-time national champions. Olivia Edwards right now is the number 2 ranked player in the country and has the potential to be the number 1 ranked player in the country when it's all said and done. That's how talented this young lady is. If we get Olivia Edwards and we get Sayia Hall, 2 out of the top 5 players in the country, we would be set talent-wise for the next 4 years at the University of South Carolina. Because I believe both of those players has the ability to be all-American type individuals when it says all said and done on a collegiate level. I really do. I believe both of those players could come in next season and start for South Carolina. I really do. I believe Sayia Hall would start at the 2 beside Maddy McDaniel. And I believe Olivia Edwards will slide into the role that Chloe Kitts has right now. That's how talented I believe she is. Their talent, their athleticism would create so many opportunities for this basketball team next season. Joyce is going to be All-American, probably for the rest of her basketball time at the University of South Carolina. Having players that is as talented as she was on the high school level opens things up for her. But we know what's dope, what's cool, what's amazing for us as Carolina Gamecock fans, the competitiveness. We lament the fact that we have so many players that are so great. You hear the commentators talking about, oh, Carolina got so many McDonald's All-Americans, got so many 5-star recruits, blah, 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 blah. But you know what's dope about that? How competitiveness, how amazing it is in practice. I saw this old tweet, or should I say a post on Instagram, Adhel Tac put out, talk about 5:45 a.m. workouts begin today. 5:45 a.m. workouts for the South Carolina women's basketball team. Basketball is here. Basketball ain't never left, really. It ain't really left. When you got to stay at a certain level, you can't have a drop-off. It never leaves. Yes, the ladies went away for a few weeks to get away from basketball and do whatever they do. Dawn always talked about last year when the girls came back. They weren't necessarily in the best shape in the world. I hope that is different this upcoming season. Matter of fact, I know that it's different this upcoming season because they got something to prove once again. This 2026 class that Dawn Staley is cultivating, massaging, getting it together will be a statement for the Gamecocks. It will lay claim that the Gamecocks will be at the top of the heap over the next 4 to 5 years, for sure. I am confident with all certainty of Captain Will that this 2026 class is going to be spectacular. I believe that completely. With that being said, this concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe, and tell a friend on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, whatever your means of social media, about Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will, because you're not rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.